Previously, when Commander Tristan found Princess Lewellyn drowning in the bathtub, he quickly rescued her and snapped her out of her unconsciousness, and cutely rebuked her for sleeping like a child in the bathtub full of water. However, he quickly shifted his embarrassed gaze away at realizing that she was completely naked. Later, upon arriving at her bedroom, Tristan offered his coat to Lewellyn as her clothes were completely soaked. He then abruptly inquired if she had a crush on Almondite, to which she swiftly responded that she did not have that kind of relationship with him. Plus, she expressed that she did not know why Tristan was helping her to this extent, questioning if he liked her in a romantic way. At which, Tristan swiftly revealed his feelings for Lewellyn, declaring that he really liked her and loved the night they spent together. He also mentioned that he did not want her to spend nights with Almondite and Ernell. So, let's dive into the chapters 80 and 81 of the manhwa, The Secret Bedroom of the Forsaken Princess. The scene lands to the next vibrant evening, where the princess's palace shines alluring in the sunset. Besides, Lewellyn is heavily pissed, as she is dressed beautifully and waiting desperately for Almondite. She wonders why he hasn't come yet, even though it is past the appointed time. Releasing a long sigh, she reflects that it is her fault for trusting Almondite blindly. But she cannot do anything, since she would be ridiculed by Queen Pamela and her friends if she attends the banquet hall alone. She adds that she does not actually want to participate in the banquet, but she can't tarnish the Golden Crown's reputation. Suddenly, Lewellyn senses someone's footsteps approaching the door, and annoyingly assumes that it must be Almondite. Instantly, she opens the door and vehemently yells why he is so late. However, she freezes in her place in heavy astonishment, as the arriving person is none other than King Bastian, who looks charming in his banquet outfit. With a gentle smile, Bastian states that he heard Almondite hasn't arrived yet, so he came to escort her instead. Hearing this, Lewellyn asks if his mother wouldn't be upset if she knows that he is escorting her in place of Lady Vivian. To this, he informs her that Vivian has her older brother Alan to escort her to the hall. Animatedly, he adds that his uncle, Duke Brian, will be present today, so Vivian won't act recklessly. This revelation prompts Lewellyn to spring up anxiously, inquiring why Duke Brian returned so soon. At which, he explains that his uncle ended the rebellion of the North sooner than expected. Bastian then begins to shudder heavily, which makes Lewellyn clearly confused, and by mustering up the courage, he expresses that he wants to be her companion for today's event. Her cheeks turn crimson red and her eyes widen at hearing his unexpected words. Plus, by delivering a warm smile, she extends her hand towards him and accepts his favor, stating that from now on, she will be in his care. Dear viewers, apologies for the interruption. If you're genuinely enjoying the content on this channel, please consider hitting the subscribe icon with all notifications, since this little support of yours will help this creator continue delivering high-quality work to brighten your day. And take a moment at the end of the video to leave a comment, sharing your thoughts on the content. Your feedback means a lot. Now, let's not take up too much of your time and jump back into the story. From here, the scene shifts to the other side of the palace, where Almondite comes unannounced to meet Lord Ernell, who is drinking alcohol with his own company. Observing this, Almondite inquires what the hell Ernell is doing. To this, Ernell calmly responds if Almondite cannot see that he is drinking expensive alcohol. Surprised, Almondite asks why a holy person like him is doing something unholy. Ernell does not answer his persistent question but silences himself immediately. He then quickly inquires if Almondite has something important to ask as he came to his chamber. Almondite mentions that he seeks his knowledge and insight on a matter, and as Ernell allows him, Almondite questions if there is any dark magic that can change people, making him or her totally different person. Ernell affirms his words, replying that indeed there are magics capable of doing this, and the most effective ones are brainwashing, capable of causing a mental breakdown, and hypnosis. Hearing this, Almondite asks what his brainwashing is like, at which Ernell explains that it can make a person think what they are told to think, prompting them to do anything. Learning this, Almondite seeks details on hypnosis. For this, Ernell spells out that hypnosis is quite similar to brainwashing, in which the person will act as the magician wishes. However, they both do not last that long, and the culprit must continue to inject magic into the targeted person. Besides, noticing Almondite's silent demeanor after hearing this info, Ernell wonders if Lewellyn told him about the stigma. For clarification, Ernell inquires if Almondite is seeking this information for Lewellyn. And if he is, there is nothing to worry about, as she has neither been hypnotized nor brainwashed. This revelation prompts Almondite to question why Ernell knows this already and if he already diagnosed Lewellyn. He then angrily states that Ernell must have slept with the princess, hence he knows about her condition. Ernell counters Almondite's allegation, reminding that the Duke has no right to know about his private life. Teasingly, he adds that he is not a perfect priest, as he always tries to peek into others' business, so he does the same in the case of Lewellyn. As Almondite realizes that Ernell will not reveal his secret, he comes back to the main topic of dark magic. Suddenly, Ernell delivers a smirks and requests Almondite not to tell anyone that he drinks alcohol, as it will tarnish his reputation. Annoyed, Almondite wonders if Ernell fakes his real identity in the name of the Holy Priest. questioning himself if Lewellyn slept with Ernell just because she was attracted to his cunning face. Noting Almondite lost in thoughts, Ernell mentions that he does not know much about his family. Moreover, he reveals that Almondite's father, the former duke, asked for sacred land in exchange for political help, and Almondite was only 21 years old at that time. He then mysteriously discloses that he had been accused of being irresponsible in place of someone. Therefore, when it comes to love, he ends up taking advantage of people. And as Almondite droops his head in silence, Ernell mentions that neither Almondite, nor he, nor Lewellyn are at fault. But how many times does Almondite think that the princess has been abandoned by her loved ones? Suddenly, Ernell confirms that Lewellyn has been cursed, because the most vulnerable tend to be loved by everyone and then abandoned. He then swiftly gets off from his chair, and by arriving near the balcony, he confirms that the saddest thing is that she never lost her hope despite being surrounded by so much evil. Determined, Ernell mutters that he will punish every culprit who casts such a depraved curse upon Lewellyn. Plus, he sincerely thanks God for sending the princess into his life when he was struggling to survive in this hellish world. But he also feels guilty for using her like his own entertainment until now. Ernell then gazes at the dejected Almondite and assumes that he will repent for his actions if he has at least a little self-confidence. From here, the scene shifts to the night time, where Bastion is visible escorting Lewellyn to the banquet hall. Suddenly, she states that it would be better if he did not attend this banquet because of yesterday's incident. To this, Bastion assures her by reminding that Tristan will surely track down the dark wizards behind her assassination. Hearing this, she states that she really forgot that Tristan is the head of the investigation. She reflects that despite Tristan is working hard, she made him sad by revealing her promiscuous side to him. She then wonders if she will really be able to handle Duke Brian, as he is a cold man whom you cannot make bleed with a knife. Moreover, the relationship between Duke Brian, the official descendant of the family, and Pamela, the daughter of the concubine, is hostile, as she thought that their relationship is just like the one she has with Bastion, but it's not. However, his brother Bastion would surely comfort her if she was in trouble, and always helped her when she was going through difficult times. Suddenly, Bastion declares that he will surely protect Lewellyn whenever she is in trouble. She animatedly springs up and reflects that she and her brother thought the same thing, wondering if they think similarly just because they share the same blood. Meanwhile, Bastion abruptly states that although he is an illegitimate son, she spoke to him first, as if that fact never mattered. Yet, he thought she was going to mock him, but she didn't. Embarrassed, Lewellyn reflects that if he has a memory like that, then it must have happened, as she no longer remembers her past. She becomes gloomy, confirming that despite him being an illegitimate son, he became the king and she became the daughter of a sinner. But in the end, the situation was completely reversed for both of them. Instantly, she squeezes her eyes tightly and brushes off her own words against Bastion. And she commits that her brother came with her, so she will not be humiliated at the banquet. Lewellyn then expresses that she must be grateful for Bastion's kindness and must enjoy her lovely time with him. As we wrap up today's segment, thank you for being with us until the very end. I'll be sharing fresh videos of this manga and exciting new series every weekend. Your support is invaluable, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Your encouragement keeps the channel thriving, and I appreciate it immensely. Until next time, take care and goodbye.